So was the RX 9070 XT worth it? So in my experience, after having the graphics card for about a week and a half, upgrading from a 3070, so far performance has been great. I'm getting about 200 frames in Warzone, medium to low settings with FSR. I can probably do some extra settings to improve the performance. However, 200 frames seems alright to me, to be honest. I'm playing perfectly fine. It's perfectly smooth as well, so I'm just enjoying my experience. However, with fidelity effects, which makes the game more sharper, I still get the same frame rate, and it makes the game look gritty for some reason, and I just don't like it, so I just switched to FSR. So the AMD drivers are good. I never had a problem with the AMD drivers. However, there was this one time where I wanted to record normally, and the whole AMD software just crashed. When I was recording, my game was lagging. That's probably because I had the hand cam with it, and I don't know why. With OBS, my hand cam works perfectly fine. That just made me switch to OBS more. OBS has been really great. Zero performance losses, maybe 1 or 2 frames, and literally zero latency increase. And sometimes it takes a long time to switch to tabs. This is only sometimes, it's not all the times. However, some days it's just random, like I want to switch to the GPU tab or the gaming tab. It would take forever to load. Even if I close the app and restart it, it will still have the same issue. The only way to fix this is to restart my computer, and it's just jarring at this point, so I'll just rather wait and just select the setting that I want, and that's it. However, the instant replay that AMD has is actually really good. I get zero latency or performance losses. It literally just works like Nvidia's replay. You can record up to 100k bitrate, 4k, and even 120 frames. I don't know who's watching at 120 frames and which social media platform supports 120 Hz. So I quickly want to talk about VRAM. 16 GB of VRAM is very important, especially with OBS. And Warzone used to take 12 gigabytes of my RAM, and now it's taking around 6 gigabytes. That's because the extra space of VRAM is going there instead of into my actual system memory, and that just makes it so much better for like recording with OBS, because OBS I use a replay buffer or whatever it's called, and that takes around 2 GB, sometimes maybe even 3 GB. My RAM usage isn't always on 100%, it's on 80 or 86%. It's because the extra VRAM on my graphics card that's being taken by Call of Duty. So Call of Duty is using that VRAM instead of the system memories. But obviously Warzone needs system memory for it to run properly. The VRAM reduces the amount of RAM usage that needs to be used from the system memory. So that's a big bonus, especially for a game that uses a lot of memory like Warzone. So I have been playing Elden Ring for a little bit, and obviously Elden Ring's capped at 60 frames. In order to uncap it, you have to go offline mode. Elden Ring's running perfectly fine. Even though I'm on max settings and everything, I'm still getting a consistent 60 frames. Oh my god, finally. Editing is so much more smoother compared to my 3070. Like I can play back, I can move the line a lot and just not have any lag. It just does it instantly, it's perfect. The playback is smooth. I can put it on full screen and just literally play without it stuttering or buffering. I can add a lot more effects and stuff without it stuttering as well. So this GPU is way better for editing. So let's talk about noise and temperatures. So this is what my PC sounds like. This is on idle, so we're just going to stress test the computer and see how it performs in terms of coil winding, temperatures, and just noise in general from the fans. Right now we're going to start the test. This is a GPU stress test. So we're pulling 300 watts as it should be. In terms of temperatures are looking pretty cool. GPU temperatures being at 47 degrees. The GPU memory is being at 76 degrees or 74, which is perfectly fine, especially when the other GPUs are like 90 degrees or 100 degrees even. The hotspot is 71 degrees, which is perfectly fine. And bear in mind, I do have zero fan on, so that means when the GPU gets to a certain temperature, the fans will start spinning. So that temperature could be 50 or maybe even 60. So we're gonna do a sound test while in load, so just take a listen. So you guys have heard that, it is dead silent even under load, so this is perfect. Even especially with some undervolting that I've done, I just put the power limit to like -20, and the memory clock I turned it up by like 200 or 300 even, and it's running pretty stable, no performance issues. I can obviously get more performance out of the graphics card. At the moment I don't really need it, as recording and playing Warzone I still get up to 200 frames. Even in Elden Ring, even when I'm recording, it's a solid 60 frames per second. Even in Battlefield, unfortunately I don't have any recordings, but I get roughly around 200 to 300 frames on medium settings without FSR, so without any upscaling or anything, just plain no anti-aliasing, and it runs perfectly fine. Depending on the map I get 300 frames, but most of the times it's on 200 to 250 or maybe even 270, and that's just perfect for me. Even when recording, absolutely perfect, and it is a big upgrade from my 3070. We're even having DLSS on ultra performance, which makes my game look like potato. I still hit around 150 to 120 frames, whereas this graphics card, without any of that nonsense, I hit the 200 frames that I want. So yeah, that's basically it as of today and the 1 week and a half of having the new graphics card. So please let me know if I missed anything out in terms of like performance or what tuning I should do. Please put it in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe.